You know, I wish I could say that the stories behind the whole 2 detentions I got in my lifetime were, you know, kind of at least interesting, but in reality they were quite underwhelming. One reason was because we were having a code red drill back in middle school, and protocol said to get underneath your desk. Well, I was way too fat to do that, and I remember I like smacked my head on the bottom of the desk or something, like trying to force my plump body underneath it. And we had this substitute teacher that day. She smoked like 3 packs a day, no joke. Like you could tell in her voice, she was like, "You have detention, sonny boy." But anyway, let's talk about a detention story that is actually worth talking about. And with that, here's my Breakfast Club review. Hey guys, how you doing today? John Bender, I'm loving those sunglasses. And hello to you. Today we're going to be reviewing one of my all-time favorite 80s movies, and movies in general, The Breakfast Club. So if you haven't seen this movie, you are in the minority. I'm just going to let you know that right now. It introduced a lot of actors that went on to do a lot of things. Some of them, like Molly Ringwald, for instance, she had been in some pretty big roles in the same time frame of this 1985 release, and this really kind of was one of the pinnacles of her career, as well as the rest of them. So the movie opens up, we got these 5 high schoolers getting out of their parents' car, walking into school on a Saturday. If I was a high schooler in the 80s and I had to go to detention, I would avoid that thing like the bubonic plague. Because for these 5 high schoolers, detention for them is sitting in a library in these really uncomfortable like wooden chairs and just, you know, staring forward all day. But what this movie does is it takes 5 cliques, if that's what you want to call them, you know, the jock, the nerd, the weirdo, and it puts them all together for an hour-and-a-half movie runtime anyway, and just kind of shows you what might happen if these 5 forces like were to have to interact with each other for that span of time. The movie's kind of like a social experiment in a way. But the main drive that keeps this movie going is John Bender. No, Dad! What about you? Duh! I think this is literally Judd Nelson's first big acting role, and oh my gosh, is this kid entertaining. It doesn't matter what the kid is saying, it's gonna be quotable. Hey, how come Andrew gets to get up? If he gets up, we'll all get up. It'll be anarchy! And I'm just a little jealous of his hair. Another one of my favorites is Emilio Estevez. He plays the jock, but he's just so likable. It's a shame he didn't really go on to do too much more notable things after that. So The Breakfast Club. It's iconic in every single way, all the way down to that very last frame. Don't you forget about me. And I'd be lying to you right now if I said that I did not have The Breakfast Club soundtrack inside my car CD player right behind this wall right now. So with that, I give this movie an A. It's the quintessential 80s movie for me. I love it to death. I wish that John Hughes could just resurrect from the grave for about 30 seconds, long enough for me to go give him a very big embracive hug and whisper into his ear, "Good job." So don't you forget about me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later. What is that? It's sushi. You won't let a guy put his tongue in your mouth, but you'll eat that. Are you just gonna let me eat? I don't know. Give it a try.